Welcome to the universe of the mind. You'll be amazed at the things that you might find in a galaxy far, far away. The secrets of our world will be exposed today.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving deep into the human brain, a universe of billions of neurons and complex connections. But we're not just looking at neurons today. We're focusing on a tiny, often overlooked cell that plays a massive role in brain health and disease. Microglia. Specifically, we'll explore their fascinating and complex role in Alzheimer's disease. So, what exactly are microglia? Think of them as the resident immune cells of the brain and spinal cord. They are the brain's dedicated janitors, gardeners, and security guards all rolled into one. In a healthy brain, microglia are constantly on patrol. They use their long, spindly arms to survey their surroundings, clearing away dead cells and cellular debris, pruning unnecessary synaptic connections to keep our brain wiring efficient, and defending against any invading pathogens. They are essential for maintaining a clean, healthy, and functional neural environment. But what happens when things go wrong, as they do in Alzheimer's disease? Alzheimer's is a devastating neurodegenerative disorder characterized by the buildup of two toxic proteins, amyloid-β plaques outside of neurons and tau tangles inside them. For a long time, scientists believed these protein clumps were the primary culprits, directly causing the memory loss and cognitive decline we associate with the disease. But the story, as we're now discovering, is much more intricate, and microglia are right at the center of the plot. In the early stages of Alzheimer's, microglia seem to play a protective role. They recognize the amyloid-β plaques as foreign invaders and mount an attack. They switch from their resting, surveying state into an activated phagocytic state. Phagocytic means seleting, and that's exactly what they try to do. They migrate towards the amyloid plaques and attempt to engulf and break them down. In this initial phase, microglia are our allies, working hard to clear the toxic buildup and protect our neurons from damage. You could say they are fighting the good fight, trying to keep the brain clean just like they're supposed to. However, as the disease progresses and amyloid plaques continue to accumulate, something starts to change. The microglia can become overwhelmed. Imagine trying to clean up a never-ending spill. Eventually, you get exhausted and your tools get worn out. This is what seems to happen to our microglia. They enter a state of chronic activation. This constant state of high alert is not good for the brain. Instead of being helpful cleaners, they start to become a source of inflammation. This shift from a protective to a detrimental role is a critical turning point in Alzheimer's progression. These chronically activated, dysfunctional microglia start releasing a cocktail of inflammatory molecules called cytokines. In the short term, inflammation is a normal and healthy immune response. But when it becomes chronic, as it does in the Alzheimer's brain, this sustained neuroinflammation is incredibly damaging. It creates a toxic environment that can directly harm neurons, damage synapses, and even accelerate the formation and spread of both amyloid plaques and tau tangles. The very cells that were meant to protect the brain are now contributing to its destruction. It's a tragic case of friendly fire. Scientists have identified specific genetic risk factors for Alzheimer's that are directly linked to microglial function. Another fascinating aspect is how microglia interact with the other hallmark of Alzheimer's, tau tangles. Recent research suggests that activated microglia can actually contribute to the spread of toxic tau from one neuron to another. They can engulf tau-laden neurons or synapses, and instead of properly disposing of the toxic tau, they might inadvertently help release it back into the brain environment, allowing it to be taken up by healthy neighboring neurons. This process helps the disease propagate throughout the brain, much like seeds being scattered in the wind. So, the microglia are not only failing to clean up the amyloid, but they might also be actively helping the tau pathology to spread. This double-edged sword nature of microglia being both protective and destructive. It's what makes them such a hot topic in Alzheimer's research. The key question for scientists now is, how can we tip the balance back in our favor? How can we encourage microglia to remain in their helpful phagocytic state while preventing them from switching to their destructive inflammatory state? This has opened up a whole new frontier for therapeutic strategies. Instead of just targeting amyloid and tau directly, which has had limited success in clinical trials, researchers are now developing drugs that target microglia. These new approaches are called immunomodulatory therapies. The goal is not to suppress the immune system, but to modulate it to guide the microglia back to their protective functions. Some potential therapies aim to boost the function of proteins like TREM2, enhancing the microglia's ability to clear amyloid plaques. Other strategies focus on blocking the specific inflammatory pathways that cause neuronal damage. For example, by inhibiting certain cytokines or their receptors, we might be able to calm the chronic neuroinflammation and reduce the collateral damage to healthy brain tissue. It's a much more nuanced approach than simply trying to eliminate the plaques. It's about restoring balance to the brain's own ecosystem. Furthermore, lifestyle factors like diet, exercise, and sleep are also known to influence our risk of Alzheimer's. And it turns out they might be doing so partly through their effects on microglia. For example, regular exercise has been shown to have anti-inflammatory effects and can promote the good functions of microglia. A healthy diet rich in antioxidants can also help reduce oxidative stress and inflammation in the brain. And we all know how important sleep is. During deep sleep, the brain's waste clearance system, which includes microglia, goes into overdrive, clearing out metabolic byproducts, including amyloid-β. So, by taking care of our overall health, we might be helping our microglia stay healthy and effective, too. In summary, microglia are far more than simple janitors. They are dynamic and powerful players in the Alzheimer's story. They start as heroes, defending the brain against the initial onslaught of amyloid plaques. But as the disease wears on, they can become overwhelmed and dysfunctional, contributing to chronic inflammation that accelerates neuronal death and the spread of pathology. Understanding this complex dual role of microglia has revolutionized our view of Alzheimer's disease. It has shifted the focus from solely targeting the protein aggregates to also addressing the brain's immune response. The future of Alzheimer's therapy may lie in our ability to harness the protective power of microglia while taming their destructive potential. By learning to communicate with these tiny guardians of the brain, we may one day be able to re-educate them to fight for us, not against us, and finally turn the tide on this devastating disease. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into the brain. I hope you found it as fascinating as I do. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content on the amazing science of our bodies and minds. Let us know in the comments what you think, or if there are other topics you'd like us to explore. Until next time, stay curious.
Welcome to the universe of the mind. You'll be amazed of the things that you might find. In a galaxy far, far away, the secrets of our world will be exposed today. All is never what it seems. Is a world created by our dreams? Are we living in a simulation? Is the moon alien space station? Quantum is quantum does. Nobody knew just what it was. To this day we still don't know, but we won't stop exploring, no. Welcome to the universe of the mind. To the universe of the mind. You'll be amazed of the things that you might find. In a galaxy far, far away, the secret the universe of the mind.
Welcome to the universe of the mind.
Welcome to the universe of the mind.
Welcome to the universe of the mind.